Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Special Forces. Summoning Halo Spartan Warriors at the beginning, Qian Sen travels through parallel time and space to obtain a life choice system. Option 1. Become a mercenary, reward. Xiang Yu Strength, 1 MTF Mobile Task Force under the SCP Foundation, 141 Task Force in the COD World, with random numbers. Option 2, return to China and lie flat. Rewards. 1 luxury villa in the Magic City, and 1 Mercedes Benz Big G. As a gaming enthusiast, Qian Sen immediately chose one and established the Hammer Mercenary Company, embarking on a journey of iron and blood. Successful selection, reward COD 8 Alloy Team. Success in selection, reward the 5-member team of Rainbow Six World, choose success and reward Chris, King Ada, Jill, and Red Queen for their biochemical crisis. Success in selection, reward the 5 Heavenly Map Titan mechs, Eagle Eyes, and Salad of the Titan Fallen World. Qian Senator Tiantu Titan mecha. Why not give Sparta a halo? Arrange. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 1. Dad's name is Qian Bida, neighbor is Leng Feng. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Parallel Universe, Blue Star. In a Chinese supermarket in the port city of Country A young man with sword eyebrows and starry eyes, full of heroism, is sitting behind the cashier, stumbling with his chin. It shouldn't be. In theory, the essential system for travelers has passed half a month. Why hasn't the system disappeared yet? That's right, Xian Jun is a traveler who accidentally traveled to this parallel world that is 99% similar to the original time and space. Take it as it comes. Let's go through time travel. Anyway, time travel is popular in the 21st century. The problem is that after half a month of investigation, he discovered painfully that this body had a money-loving father named Qian Bida, and a Chinese named Leng Feng who often came to the supermarket to buy alcohol. Qian Bida. Cold front. Boy, isn't this the damn wolf warrior too? Thinking that the plot was about to begin, Qian Jun couldn't sit still. No, we need to quickly persuade Dad to sell the supermarket and leave Country A, otherwise it will be ruined when the Red Turban Army attacks the city. Dad, who is obsessed with money, will have to cry to death. Thinking of the original owner Qian Sen losing his mother from a young age, Qian Bida became both a father and a mother and raised the 3-year-old Qian Senator in order to save high tuition fees. He developed a stingy love for money. When Qian Sen was 18 years old, Iron Rooster Qian Bida bravely traveled across the sea to open a supermarket in the war-torn Black Continent in order to earn money for his precious son to study abroad. It can be said that apart from his son Qian Sen, Qian Bida is stingy with everyone and can be considered as penniless. Qian Sen is also in high spirits. He graduated smoothly from the Massachusetts Institute of Computer Engineering in the beautiful country this year and specially came to Country A to share his joy with his father. Unfortunately, due to being unsuitable for the environment, I had a high fever for a few days, which allowed souls from another world to take the opportunity to enter. At the age of 22, he graduated from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology as a graduate student. It's outrageous. After digesting Qian Sen's memories and swimming in the vast ocean of knowledge for a few days, Qian Jun couldn't help but give a thumbs up and exclaim. This horse is the human elite. As a scumbag, I can only kneel down and worship. At the same time, I also suspect that we mortals should have come to the Blue Star to make up for it, right? Ding, the life choice system is activated. Option 1. Become a mercenary, reward. Xiang Yu Strength, 1 MTF Mobile Task Force under the SCP Foundation, 141 Task Force in the COD World. Night Raid Set X10, various weapons and ammunition X 1 ton. Option 2. Return to the Heavenly Kingdom with your money, reward. 1 luxury villa in the Magic City, and 1 Mercedes Benz G. Class. Host can only choose one option, consider a time of 5 seconds, timing starts. The system has finally appeared. Qian Sen was stunned for a moment, and then he felt excruciating pain. It's like lying on a bed, how should I choose this horse? For veteran gamers, the MTF Mobile Task Force and the 141 Task Force are so familiar that they can't be more familiar, because they were playing COD Modern Warfare when Sheffield suddenly betrayed and got angry, causing a heart attack and hiccup on the spot, thus wearing more and more clothes. Option 1, the ghost little Chang soap, Yuri Gates done, and the others wouldn't die so miserably and could continue to live in a whole new way, but the condition is to become a mercenary, which is a bit difficult. What do mercenaries do? Battlefield Ghost, a dangerous profession that crazily tests on the edge of life and death every day. One carelessness can lead to a crisp death, even the provisions of the Geneva Convention on treating prisoners of war cannot be enjoyed. Plus, my father Qian Bida is eagerly anticipating his academic success and finding a high-paying job to live a stable life, hoping to provide him with retirement. If I suddenly tell him, "Dad, I want to be a mercenary with a knife licking blood and my head hanging on my belt every day." It is estimated that this seemingly bold but actually timid father will explode in place, directly severing the father-son relationship. The second option goes without saying, a luxury villa and a big G in the Magic City, worth at least billions. It is a goal that many people cannot achieve in their lifetime. Thinking for a few seconds, Qian Sen raised his sword eyebrows. I choose 1. Congratulations on the successful host selection. The item rewards have been stored in the system warehouse. The MTF Mobile Dispatch Team of 5, as well as the 141 Task Force's Price, Yuri, Xiaoqiang, Soap, and Ghost, have implanted their local temporal and spatial memories. Their loyalty has reached the level and they are currently rushing to Country A with great speed. Please be patient. What other features do you have? It's just like its name, you can only passively choose, right? Qian Sen, who has read hundreds of system novels, is very clear that there are many hidden functions in the system. If he doesn't actively ask, he may miss out on many good things. Unfortunately, I want to disappoint him. Sorry, this system only has a passive trigger selection function. As for when to trigger, it depends on the host's luck. But you can remind the host that this system is a military selection system, and prizes are related to military. It can summon all characters and weapons in FPS games. Sleeping Trough, is it so awesome? Qian Sen is excited. If we can integrate the technology weapons of giant god companies' mechs or biochemical crisis protection umbrellas, and not directly dominate Blue Star. P.S. New book set sale, kneeling down for Flower monthly pass evaluation ticket support. 2. MTF Mobile Task Force, Task Force 141. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. At night, in the living room on the second floor of the supermarket. Dad, Son, this month's income is 13,000 meters of gold. When your father and I work for another 2 years, we can buy you a full house in the suburbs of the Magic City. Ha ha ha, it's just that it's a bit far from the city center, but it's not a big deal. Buying another car for you to commute to and from work will make our lives decent. Don't worry about work. Your father and I have been traveling around for so many years, and I also know a few big bosses. They heard that you are a famous genius at MIT, and without hesitation, they gave you a job with an annual salary starting at 1 million yuan. In a few days, you can go back to your home country and choose what you like, and your father supports you. Okay, all the garage work has been arranged for you. Let's talk about your girlfriend. You're already quite old and should find a partner to start a family and career. When your father and I were in my 20s, we had 7 or 8 different girlfriends. You're so handsome, you don't know how to make reasonable use of your own advantages to attract girls. You spend your days at school doing academic research with a group of bad old men. You really lose face with your father and me. Sigh. Qian Bida sat on the sofa, holding a box full of change, counting the money and chattering on, all around Qian Sen's topic. Housing, car, work, and daughter.in.law are the four things that parents care about the most. He never leaves behind a single one and plans it clearly. Both inside and outside the words, there was a strong feeling of licking the calf, which made Qian Sen, who wanted to show his hand, feel ashamed and couldn't hold back his words. My father is so kind, I can't bear to hurt him. Qian Bida saw Qian Sen's constipated expression and stopped counting money, caring. Son, what's wrong? Are you feeling unwell? Grandma, I said there was a problem with the medicine prescribed by the hospital. I'll go find them and get a refund later. Speaking, Qian Bida wanted to get up and go out. Dad, I'm fine, I just don't know how to thank you for raising me. Qian Sen, who was in pain, quickly grabbed him and explained hi. Looking at his son's eyes full of emotion, Qian Bida, who looked exactly like Yu Qian, scratched his hair. I should go perm my hair tomorrow. Sit down and light a cigarette, then think for a moment and pass another one to Qian Sr. Forrest, your father and I both died when we were young. We grew up eating from 100 families in the village and finally got married to live a good life. Your mother left us both early. It's not easy to continue playing with you, so I've been risking my life to make money, hoping that your child can rise to fame and support your father and me. Now that you have grown up and returned to China, work hard. Don't let your father down is the best reward, you know. Qian Sr. That's all you've said. If I tell you that your son wants to become a mercenary, he will get angry if he has a heart attack, right? Okay, I won't talk about it for now. We'll have to wait for the appropriate time. And where is the timing? Qian Sen looked out the window, and this peaceful and stable city was about to become a hell on earth. Half an hour later, Qian Sen returned to the bedroom. Poured down on the soft bed like a salted fish, staring at the ceiling in a daze. Mercenaries, mercenaries. Being a mercenary is indeed too dangerous, and if you're not careful, you'll receive boxed meals. Even if there is MTF Mobile Task Force and 141 Task Force protection, how is it? On the battlefield, swords and guns have no eyes, and even a stray bullet can take a small life. It's not a game. If you die, you can start over. In reality, if you die, you die. Before crossing over, I was a social animal addicted to the 997 fortune report, and my physical condition was always at a sub-healthy level. To put it simply, he is an ordinary person with the power to bind chickens with his hands. In this world, the original owner of the body does not forget to take time to exercise during the learning process, but it is not much better. Compared to themselves, they only lack a belly. Melancholy. With current physical fitness, going to the battlefield is equivalent to dying. Oh, by the way, there is a Xiang Yu power in the system reward. Qian Sen suddenly thought of the morning system reward and hurriedly took out a small card emitting a mysterious aura from the system warehouse. On the card, the domineering figure is majestic and passionate, with a small line of characters below. Live as a hero, and die as a ghost hero. Qian Sen had a myriad of thoughts, and a picture slowly came to mind. Beside the Wujiang River, the Overlord has been surrounded by layers of enemy forces, and the air is filled with Chu songs symbolizing prosperity, lingering and graceful. At this moment, the tyrant's unyielding heart began to crumble. Seeing countless brothers lying around, he began to regret his past stubbornness and regret the great situation in Chu and the loss of their lives in his own hands. With a deep sense of self-blame, he placed the knife around his neck. In an instant, blood stained the banks of the Wujiang River, reflecting half of the sky. The sun was as red as blood, and the Chu songs remained mournful and lingering. A giant fell, leaving infinite emotions for future generations. Click. At the moment when Qian Sen crushed the card, his whole body's blood boiled. A soul-pulling pain rushed straight into his mind, making him unable to help but scream out loud. Ah! Like a cooked shrimp lying on the floor, writhing back and forth in pain, its skin flushed like blood. In just a few seconds, the pain faded like a tide. Qian Sen, drenched in sweat, lay on the ground, staring blankly at the ceiling. It hurts too much. P.S. Seeking support for Flower Monthly Pass Evaluation Tickets. 3. Xiang Yu's Power Fusion, Berserk Warrior. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Pain returns to pain. After the pain is over, Qian Sen feels like the world has changed. On the rooftop across the street, two black guys are whispering, probably intending to pry open the door and steal something. What is the neighbor and his wife next door? Their voice is clear and piercing. Not to mention anything else, the distance from my position on the other side of the street is at least 200 meters, and I can actually hear whispers. This hearing is too abnormal, isn't it? Qian Sen sat up, clenched his fists, feeling the immense force inside his body that seemed to tear apart space. He smiled, tore apart his wet short sleeves, and walked up to the front of the dressing mirror in his big shorts to carefully examine his new body. Good guy. The 8 abdominal muscles in the upper body are neatly arranged, and each muscle is as perfect as a sculpture. Unlike the muscles stimulated by gym protein powder, this body, which is not bulky at all, contains terrifying power, with a fist force of at least 1,000 kilograms or more. The story of the king lifting the cauldron has a long history. Although the weight at that time was about 600 pounds now, it was also very terrifying. World weightlifting champions only lift 198 kilograms in clean and jerk. The weapon used by Xiang Yu is the Overlord Spear, which weighs 129 pounds. Xiang Yu uses this weapon with one hand. One-handed, what else could it be if it weren't for the Qian arm? Moreover, the tripod does not exert as much force as a barbell. If a person could casually use a 100-pound weapon for combat, lifting a 500 to 600-pound object would not require much force. In ancient times, when generals had nothing to do, they liked to exercise their strength, mostly lifting weights. From this perspective, lifting a tripod by a hegemon should be a true thing. Bully. While admiring his muscles, Qian Sen still had a set of boxing techniques in his mind. The Bawang fist created by Xiang Yu. The fist technique is extremely powerful and domineering, with agile steps and easy jumps. The internal energy is rich, and the martial arts are relaxed and generous. The momentum is strong, with both offense and defense. It is practical and skilled, and can be used with unpredictable techniques. It can adapt to the situation and play according to the situation. Due to the fusion of Xiang Yu's power, the martial arts moves are also engraved deep in the soul, as if they are innate. After studying and gesturing his martial arts, Qian Sen opened the window and looked out. As expected, my eyesight has also improved, and I can see objects within a range of 50 meters in the dark. TSK TSK TSK, the Eternal King. As expected, it is well deserved. The next morning. The city has once again resumed its hustle and bustle, and the streets are filled with hurried crowds. A new day has begun. While Qian Bida yawned and opened the double-layer anti-theft and explosion-proof rolling shutter door of the supermarket, causing customers who had been waiting outside to rush into the supermarket. It's not surprising that Qian Bida supermarket is filled with high-quality and affordable Chinese goods, which are very popular among locals and almost monopolize the supply of department stores on this street. Hey, how did your kid change? Looking at Qian Sen who had just come downstairs, Qian Bida's eyes widened. Not seen overnight, Qian Sen's face became as sharp as a knife, adding 9 points of masculinity and bravery compared to before. The temperament has transformed from harmless to slightly oppressive, as if standing in front of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Eyes. The biggest change is in the eyes. In the eyes of Ken Ruo Xingchen, there is a hint of sharpness, like the sharpness of a falcon. What's going on? Qian Sen touched his face and laughed heartily. Dad, last night I read martial arts novels all night and have learned the essence of Xiang Yu's Bawang Fist. A change in temperament is also a normal phenomenon. Don't be alarmed. Really. After carefully examining for a while, Qian Bida shook his head and began to settle the payment for the goods. Although I think this reason is absurd, I am not prepared to delve into it. Who doesn't have a few small secrets yet? On the other hand, the cold front that had just entered the door was shining on his back, and a strong sense of crisis surged in his heart. There are experts. As a former top Special Forces soldier, he can feel that there are experts in the supermarket. Glancing around, his gaze locked on Qian Sen, who seemed to be smiling but not smiling. It is obvious that the expert is the son of a supermarket owner who is relatively familiar with him. The problem is here. Half a month ago, when I met Qian Sen, he was still a powerless literati. Why did he turn into a tiger after a few days of absence? Qian Sen, you. Boss, we finally found you. This place where birds don't poop is really secretive. Boss, what are you doing here? Without waiting for Cold Feng to ask, 10 men of different sizes and costumes suddenly appeared at the entrance of the supermarket. For example, a man wearing a ghost mask in the summer, isn't he hot? Uniformly, these people have a very strong temperament, emitting a smell of iron and blood all over their bodies. You're a master again. Outsiders watch the excitement, while insiders watch the tricks. Passers-by may just feel that these people cannot be provoked, because their faces seem to have 4 words engraved on them. Don't be fooled by me. The knowledgeable Leng Feng was shocked. These 10 people in front of us are definitely super soldiers, or the kind of elite special forces soldiers who serve in top special forces and carry out major tasks year-round. Boss. Following their gaze once again fixed on Qian Sr. Hahaha, you guys, came riding snails. P.S. New book set sale, seeking support from Flower monthly pass evaluation tickets. 4. Falling Hammer Strategic Resources Company, codenamed Scholar. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hahaha, you guys, came riding snails. Qian Sen happily welcomed him out and hugged the 10 people one by one, then began chatting amidst the curious gazes of dozens. Price, it's been a long time no see. How's your body and bones? Thanks to the boss, I have been eating and drinking well this year, and my body has almost recovered. Oh, Soap, your hairstyle is very hateful, why does it look like it's not mainstream? What is non-mainstream? Well, a particularly impressive organization. What other organization in the world can have us, Hammer Company, awesome. Qian Sen's mouth twitched slightly, revealing an awkward yet polite smile. Yes, he registered a strategic resources company with the help of the system yesterday, which is a legitimate mercenary company named Hammer Down, abbreviated as HD. A falling hammer also has the meaning of setting the tone with one strike. When the hammer receives the employer's task, it means that the task has been hammered out and can be completed 100%, and must also be completed. The characters summoned by the system will also be implanted in the memory of the Hammer Company, which is why Soap asked this embarrassing question. What a drop hammer cow is. Plus my boss, there are only 11 people in total, not even a base, and they are all in poverty. Compared to the large mercenary companies with tens of thousands of employees, adequate logistical support, and countless training bases, the Hammer Company is so shabby that it feels like shedding tears. Nyobi, the drop hammer is the most impressive. Hurry up and find a hotel to rest. I'll come find you later. Seeing more and more onlookers, Qian Sen directly drove them away. Unfortunately, Soap shrugged and said, Boss, we don't have the money to stay in a hotel. Okay, I almost forgot that these are a group of poor people, with a background infused with retired Special Forces soldiers and family members, wives, and children to support. The original owner of the body, Qian Sen, is not short of money. As a renowned genius at the Massachusetts Institute of Computer Engineering, he has earned 200,000 to 300,000 yuan in recent years by upgrading programs for large companies. Now this money is the start-up capital for the Hammer Drop Company. Qian Sen took out a card from his pocket and immediately reached out to pick up the soap. But Qian Sen turned his wrist and handed it to the oldest and most experienced price among the 10 people. "Old man, here you are, take them to eat and drink well, don't save me money." "Okay, boss, let's stay at the Hilton Hotel diagonally opposite the supermarket. It's also convenient for you to come over." "Well, yes, go ahead. Go ahead." When Price and the others left, Qian Bida walked forward with a puzzled expression on his face. Just now he heard the conversation, which roughly means that Qian Sen started a company called Falling Hammer, and these 10 dangerous people are the employees of Falling Hammer. "Son, when did you start your company?" Qian Sen quickly weaved a white lie in his mind. "Dad, the hammer is used for safety defense, you." "Ha ha ha, I understand now. You're studying computer engineering, and security defense is like developing antivirus software, right?" "Oh, it seems like it's also true, just like the tasks performed by mercenaries, they are all security defense." "Okay, since you understand Wang, then I won't lie. Anyway, it's not my fault if it's exposed by then. We didn't say it was computer security defense." "Dad, hurry up and greet the customers. They've been waiting for half a day, I'll go to the hotel." "Alright, go ahead. My son is just promising, ha ha ha." Qian Bida happily worked at the recycling counter, while Qian Sen greeted Leng Feng and walked out of the supermarket towards the hotel. Looking at Qian Sen's back, Leng Feng took out his phone and opened a highly confidential website. Dark Web. He purchases intelligence and publishes it for the task of searching for Long Xiaoyun, while also being able to search for mercenary companies for free. Hammer down. Just as I entered it and clicked search, a string of information popped up. Falling Hammer Strategic Resources Company, Limited was established a year ago with the chairman Code Scholar. Its 10 members are Red Fox, Ghost Fox, Wolf Fox, Shadow Fox, and Broken Tail Fox from the 9-Tailed Fox Mobile Task Force, as well as Qian Team, Soap, Ghost, Yuri, and Xiaoqiang from the 141 Task Force. 10 people, 2 small teams, exactly corresponding to the 10 people just now. Cold Feng can be certain that Qian Sen is the boss of the Hammerdrop Mercenary Company, a scholar. I can't figure it out. Qian Bida has a good relationship with him and has known him for over a year. He often hears old Qian praise Xiao Qian for his excellence and intelligence. Indeed, Qian Sen is really smart. At the age of 18, he graduated from high school and was admitted to MIT. At the age of 22, he completed 4 years of undergraduate and 2 years of graduate studies and obtained a degree certificate. It's not an exaggeration to say he's a genius. But it's just such a genius who goes to work as a mercenary unbelievable. During his contemplation, Cold Feng looked at Qian Bida, who was humming a small tune happily, hesitating whether to tell him this terrifying fact. After thinking about it for a while, let's just forget it. What are you meddling in someone else's household chores? P.S. New book set sale, seeking support from Flower monthly pass evaluation tickets. 5. Those sitting here are all experts, I'm just a novice. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Boss, do you have any tasks? I've been idle for a year and my body is almost rusty. If I don't move around and kill a few people, I'll probably get depressed. Yeah, boss, you've also graduated now. It's time to make the hammer a benchmark in the mercenary world and make big money. Oh, Yuri, you really dare to say that just the 10th of us is a benchmark in the industry, and we can't even take on large-scale tasks. People can recruit, are you a fox with a broken tail and an idiot? Fake, you're the idiot. Are you going to have a fight? See if I don't tear up your stinky mouth. Oh, after healing the scar, I forgot about the pain. I really thought I was. Shut up. With a scolding, Qian Sen rubbed his temples with a headache. These guys belong to the typical type of energy surplus. When they gather together, besides boasting, they just talk and fight. However, don't think they really have a grudge. In fact, it's just a way of expressing camaraderie. Usually, if you don't like me and I don't like you, I want to slap you and shout out. Waiting on the battlefield, they cooperated well and dared to hand over their backs to each other's close comrades. Price took a few sips of his seemingly inexhaustible cigar and asked in a loud voice, "Boss, do you want Ghost Fox to search the dark web and find 2 tasks to do? It's not a problem to be idle. 9-tailed fox team and 141 team can be separated and take on 2 tasks at the same time. How about that?" Everyone silently gave Price a thumbs up, wise. To be honest, they also don't want to carry out tasks. After all, mercenaries are high-risk jobs with their heads hanging around their pants, and they are afraid of death. The question is, where will the money be spent without executing the task? Since Qian Sen has decided to join the mercenary world, he has long been preparing for a big fight. Looking up at the ghost fox responsible for intelligence collection in the 9-tailed fox squad. "Ghost Fox, go to the dark web to check if there are any missions for Country A." Hee hee. The tall and handsome British guy Ghost Fox smiled and flipped his hand to take out a microcomputer. "Boss, last night I searched and screened the tasks within Country A on the dark web, and found 2 most suitable ones for us to execute with a hammer. There's a premeditated plan, it seems like we can't stay idle anymore." Qian Sen nodded and said, "Let's listen. Both tasks are rescue operations. One is to go to Sangkujia town, 340 kilometers away, to rescue a Chinese man named Dr. Chen. The other is to rescue the wealthy young master Zhui Yifan from the Hanbang Huazi factory. The remuneration is similar, with Dr. Chen receiving 700,000 meters of gold and Zhui Yifan receiving 800,000 meters of gold. And according to my investigation and analysis, the political situation in Country A has become more frequent, and it is estimated that a large-scale civil war will break out in the near future. Therefore, we need to quickly complete these 2 tasks, otherwise if a domestic war breaks out in Country A, there will be too many uncertain factors." Not bad, the intelligence analysis ability of Ghost Fox is very impressive. From the clues, we can infer the fact that a country is about to erupt into a civil war. Qian Sen gave a thumbs up and realized that there were really many talents in the team. The captain of the 9-tailed fox squad, Red Fox, is an urban counter-terrorism expert who is skilled at commanding indoor hostage rescue, as well as urban assassination, protection, tracking and other tasks. Team member Wolf Fox is a blaster who can play with explosives to make flowers. Shadow Fox is a super sniper who, with his superb marksmanship, has killed countless enemies. The broken-tailed fox is an assault fighter, top-notch in both melee combat and quick response shooting. Gue Hu is an intelligence expert and also a sniper. The 141 Special Task Force is no longer needed, they are all veteran soldiers with top-notch combat effectiveness. Heart blocked, among the 11 people present, I am the only rookie, right? Although Qian Sen has integrated the power of Xiang Yu, he does not believe that he can compare himself with these violent elements who have been fighting on the battlefield for an average of more than 5 years. In front of hot weapons, any carbon-based life must kneel down. It's better to find opportunities to learn marksmanship first, and all other special forces subjects should also be learned. Many skills don't weigh down, you can save your life in critical moments. Ghost Fox, you guessed right. The port of Country A has been closed now, and the civil war is bound to erupt completely within 3 days. Will you take on the task? Pick it up, why not pick it up? Are there a few garbage rebels blocking the way, so you're cowardly? Ghost Fox shakes its head. Red Fox Price and others look disdainful. Rebels. Dealing with them is just like hitting a moving target, isn't it? No pressure at all. The calm ghost asked, "Boss, where are the weapons? Come to the supermarket rooftop at night and have any weapon you want." The system rewarded 1 ton of weapons and ammunition, including M4A1, 233 Hong Kong dollars, G36, SCAL and other rifles, as well as various types of sniper rifles, light and heavy machine guns, pistols, grenades, time bombs, and bullets of different calibers, which are enough for the hammer to be used for a long time. It has to be said that having a system is good. The weapons and equipment rewarded by the system can be stored in the warehouse, which is equivalent to carrying an arsenal with you. I also have no intention of becoming a terrorist, otherwise PS, new book set sale, seeking support from Flower monthly pass evaluation tickets. 6. Invisible pretense is the most deadly, I really thought I was. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Night falls. Starting in the evening, 1/3 of the city's area experienced power outages, and occasional explosions could be heard from the suburbs. Ghost Fox and Yuri approached to investigate and found that the Red Turban Army was destroying the power plant. They also observed a large number of Red Turban Army soldiers gathering and lurking around the city. Qian Sen knows what they are going to do, it must be attacking the government army after dawn. The Red Turban Army came faster than expected and disrupted his plans. I was originally thinking of escorting my father to the port in advance to wait for the Chinese warship, but now it is impossible because the government army has blocked the city and no one is allowed to enter or exit. Supermarket rooftop. After distributing weapons and equipment, fully armed drop hammer mercenaries were lying on the rooftop, observing the surroundings with infrared telescopes. While familiarizing themselves with the terrain, they were able to just fall asleep. Boss. Call the commander, the boss is too unpleasant. Soap choked for a moment and immediately changed his mouth and said, "Commander, why don't we wait for Uncle to break through and rush out at night? Too difficult." Price shook his head, put down his telescope, and flipped over to lie flat on his backpack. The government army of Country A has set up sandbag positions at all intersections and wants to rush out unless they engage in a fight. We only have 10 people, no heavy weapons, it's too risky. 10 people. Qian Sen, who was studying his night raid suit, was taken aback. Am I not human when I step on a horse? Old man, tell me, why are there only 10 people left? I'm not human. Upon hearing this, the soap group almost burst into laughter and their faces turned red from holding back. Price also realized he had said the wrong thing and awkwardly explained, "So, Commander, why don't you participate in the battle for now? Listen to my advice. Guns and cannons have no eyes on the battlefield. If the company loses you, how should the big guy live?" Right, the old man is right. You are the pillar of our falling hammer, and you cannot take risks with your own body. Well said, how could a boss personally go to battle? How can we continue to work in the mercenary world after saying it? Imagine if the boss really joined the battle, would his colleagues say, "Look. Mercenaries who drop hammers are so useless. It's embarrassing to have the boss personally lead the charge in every battle." Hush, Soap, what you're saying makes sense. We must not let our peers laugh, fake squid. I step on a horse. Qian Sen watched with black lines all over his head as everyone arranged himself. Soap, Wolf Fox, are you talking about cross.talk? The two of them exclaimed in confusion, what is cross.talk? Being lazy to pay attention to these two idiots makes it easy to get angry. Turn your head and look around, looking for a suitable guy. Quickly, with abnormal vision, a section of steel pipe used for building a house appeared in sight. When everyone saw the boss pick up a piece of steel pipe that was the size of an arm, they thought they were going to avenge the joke they had just made. They were all scared and took a few steps back. Can't make. Boss. Lie down. Soap intended to admit it, but as soon as she spoke, she widened her eyes and opened her mouth in an O shape. The others also had the same expression, as if they had seen a ghost, their eyes staring straight ahead. Under the faint moonlight, Qian Sen grabbed the half-meter-long, arm-thick steel pipe and slowly exerted force. Creaking. The steel pipe gradually becomes fried dough twists shape when the sound of steel twisting is heard. Twisted thinner and thinner shocked. Everyone was shocked. When it comes to kicking, bending, and pounding the steel pipe, all 10 people present can do it without any pressure. However, I dare not dream of twisting the steel pipe into fried dough twists in this way. Gudong. Yuri struggled to swallow his saliva and stuttered, "Commander. Are you still human?" Damn it, can you speak? Qian Sen, who had intended to continue pretending, broke through the defense and threw down the devastated steel pipe, making a seductive gesture towards Yuri. "Come on, let's gesture and you'll know if I'm human." A gesture. "Hee, do you think I'm a fool?" Yuri shook his head like a tambourine, and all the cells in his body were refusing. "No, Commander, you can go find your favorite fighting soap, or you can also use the broken-tail fox. What? Soap and the broken-tail fox were surprised. What kind of grudge is this? How could it be that they want to harm us like this? Commander, Alright, shut up. If you talk again, come and have a close combat with me. As the words fell, except for Price, the other 9 people all shut their mouths. Commander, you. Don't bother with you, everyone is just a brother who cooks rice in a pot. Why are you making such a mess? Qian Sen shook the SIG.552 assault rifle in his hand. How about it? Do you still think I'm the kind of scumbag? Everyone shook their heads neatly and uniformly. If you are all 5 scumbags, aren't we useless people? Commander, how strong are you? It's unbelievable. Is this the legendary, heavenly martial arts? Born, God rewards food. P.S. New book set sale, seeking support from Flower monthly pass evaluation tickets. A fierce man must see. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The new book set sale, data is very important, and we are seeking support from Flower monthly pass evaluation tickets. 10 fresh flowers and 1 watch. 10 evaluation votes plus 1 update. 5 comments plus 1 update. 1 monthly pass plus 1 change. You don't need to give a reward, just order something free for the humble author. Also, let's talk about Call of Duty. The author June is a loyal fan of COD, and has played almost all of them, including World War II, Modern War Trilogy, Black Ops 1234, Ghost, and Advanced Warfare. I am also very familiar with other FPS games. This book not only writes COD, but also features other game plot characters. Of course, the reason why I wrote this book is very simple, the meaning is hard to pin down. When Xiaoqiang Ghost died, I cried directly. Everyone, please support the humble author. Kneeling for support. The new book set sale, data is very important, and we are seeking support from Flower monthly pass evaluation tickets. 10 fresh flowers and 1 watch. 10 evaluation votes plus 1 update. 5 comments plus 1 update. 1 monthly pass plus 1 change. You don't need to give a reward, just order something free for the humble author. Also, let's talk about Call of Duty. The author June is a loyal fan of COD, and has played almost all of them, including World War II, Modern War Trilogy, Black Ops 1234, Ghost, and Advanced Warfare. I am also very familiar with other FPS games. In the later stages of this book, not only will COD be written, but other game plot characters will also appear. Of course, the reason why I wrote this book is very simple, the meaning is hard to pin down. When Xiaoqiang Ghost died, I cried directly. Everyone, please support the humble author. Kneeling for support. 7. The Red Turban Army besieges the city, and the Wolf Warrior storyline begins. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Invisible pretense is the most deadly, talking about people like Qian Sr. God reward food. Shameless. At the age of 22, he graduated from a graduate school at MIT and now he has revealed his innate divine power. He is both skilled in literature and martial arts, tall and handsome. This horse is truly a winner in life. Commander, your behavior can easily provoke public outrage. It's okay, what about public anger? Can you beat me? It makes sense, we have nothing to say. Everyone rolled their eyes in great pain, turned around and went their separate ways, not intending to continue talking nonsense to the non-human in front of them, which greatly undermined their confidence. Price smiled contentedly and couldn't help but exclaim, "It's so nice to be young. Recalling when I was young, I was as energetic as Qian Sen and the others, playing and laughing all day. As time goes by, it's already over 40 now. Old man, what are you so sentimental about? Time does not spare people, they are all 45 years old." At the age of 45, he was still a captain. Fortunately, he retired, otherwise it would be embarrassing to stay in the army. This little boss is good everywhere, the only mistake is having a mouth. Morning, 7 o'clock. As soon as dawn fell, the sound of dense gunfire came from the outskirts of the city, from far to near, becoming increasingly clear. The city is in chaos in an instant. The residents of Wuyang are packing their luggage and trying to escape with their families. The road is filled with cars carrying people and items, making the already congested road impassable. The pressure on the government troops stationed at various intersections has doubled, while also doubting whether the orders of the military leaders are correct. The news of the Red Turban Army's attack was known a few days ago, but in order to avoid causing panic, it was decided to conceal it and attempt to protect the port city through negotiation. The result is obvious, the Red Turban Army will clearly not let go of the bustling port city. I can't run anymore, because the merchant ships and cargo ships in the port have already slipped away completely, and only the Chinese warships dare to dock and pick up overseas Chinese. The road out of the city was blocked by the Red Turban Army again, and the port city, with nearly 300,000 people, instantly became a big cage. Chaos. 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 Son, where are you? Qian Duo supermarket. Qian Bida listened to the sound of gunfire getting closer and closer outside, and anxiously shouted to the phone, "Come back quickly, don't go out and run around aimlessly. The rebels are going to the city and killing you son of a turtle." "Dad, I'm on the rooftop. What phone call should I make?" "The rooftop." Qian Bida was stunned. "What are you doing on the rooftop?" "In case you're caught by a rebel plane." "Please, the rebels have a damn plane." "Oh, it seems so." Bang. Suddenly, an explosion echoed through the street, and the crowded crowd screamed as they scattered and fled. Many women and children ran slowly and were trampled on, their intestines piercing and their stomachs rotting. No matter how they called for help, no one would stop to help. The dark side of human nature is vividly displayed at this moment. On the rooftop. Soap puzzled and said, "Why do these people, knowing there is danger outside, still come out to seek death without hesitation? Hiding at home has the highest survival rate. What a problem of intellectual disability." Qian Sen pouted and said, "It's just the herd effect. Some people take the lead in escaping, while others blindly follow." "Got it." After speaking, Qian Sen suddenly saw the Red Turban Army appearing on the other side of the street. Da-da-da-da, bang 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 bang. Gunshots erupted, and the government army's defensive fortifications were easily breached with a single thrust. The Red Turban Army rushed into the streets and began indiscriminate slaughter. Killing anyone is even more brutal than in movies. Just as they were about to reach the bottom of the supermarket, 10 people from Price Red Fox slowly opened their gun safety and prepared for battle. Facing this bloody and violent battlefield for the first time, Qian Sen remained surprisingly calm. The imagined discomfort was completely absent, replaced by a hint of excitement. I'm not a pervert, am I? Qian Sen's sword eyebrows furrowed slightly. After thinking for a moment, it was determined that it was a complication caused by the fusion of Xiang Yu's power. Who is Xiang Yu? The enemy of 10,000 on the battlefield is also very bloodthirsty. The 4 words, Wen Zhan Zai Shi, are very suitable for describing Xiang Yu. Commander, what are you doing? Seize the opportunity before taking action. We only have 11 people, while the Red Turban Army has 200 to 300 by sight. I am outnumbered by the enemy, please be calm and not impatient. Qian Sen and others are not government troops, but rather fierce men like Leng Feng who can pick up rockets with bare hands. With him restraining the Red Turban Army, the probability of breaking through will greatly increase. Speaking of the arrival of Cao Cao, Leng Feng and his black man godson made a domineering appearance. Dada seeing the Red Turban Army crazily shooting civilians, he first pretended not to have seen it. But as more and more people died, Cold Feng, who used to be the protector of the people, quickly attacked and knocked out a red turban soldier, snatched a rifle, and covered up several women and children to escape. Fuck, Commander. That celestial man should have thought of avoiding Uncle's supermarket. This is simply irresponsible and will attract the Red Turban Army. Prepare for battle, first deal with the machine gunner. P.S. New book set sale, seeking support from Flower monthly pass evaluation tickets. 8. Hammer Strike, The Horn of Hell Blows. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Several modified pickup trucks were parked horizontally on the street, and Red Turban soldiers were operating M2 heavy machine guns to shoot wildly. From their ferocious expressions, it could be seen that they had no compassion for their compatriots. The killing power of 12.7 mm heavy machine gun bullets is beyond doubt. The human body was shattered and obstacles such as cement walls and car bodies were instantly pierced. Bang! A woman weighing around 200 pounds was shot in the back of her waist, and the bullet with tremendous kinetic energy spun into her massive body. In an instant, she exploded. Yes, she was knocked out on the spot like a ball. Visceral fragments and flesh sprayed into the air, pouring cold fronts all over his head and face. This shocking scene frightened everyone, and the crowd, which had previously retreated in an orderly manner, once again became chaotic. Even more terrifying is that dozens of Red Turban soldiers have rushed over with the aim of killing the armed cold front. Upon seeing this, Leng Feng wiped the blood off his face and pointed to Qian Duo supermarket, shouting, "Knock on the door, the boss will let you in for shelter. Hurry up." 20 or so black women and children were very obedient, turning around and running without hesitation. Brush and brush. Gunshots rang out, bullets flew horizontally overhead, and Cold Feng used a tactical roll to hide behind a nearby large truck. He took off the AK magazine in his hand and found only 3 bullets. His sharp eyes quickly looked around to see if there were any handy ones. Kill him, kill him. Pai li pa. The truck was hit with a crackling sound, and some bullets even pierced through the body, with terrifying power. Cold Feng lay on the ground and saw 2 feet moving on the right side through the chassis of the truck. Without hesitation, he pulled the trigger. Bang! The soldiers of the Red Turban Army had their ankles shattered by bullets and immediately fell to the ground, screaming in agony. Waiting for the opportunity, the cold front decisively fired and exploded its head. Jump up, walk around a soldier's body, pick up 5 full magazines and insert them into his body, then take 3 grenades from his waist. Sha sha sha. The sound of dense footsteps reached his ears, and Cold Feng decisively pulled out the safety pin of the grenade and threw all 3 grenades out. 3 seconds, the grenade explodes. Bang, bang, bang. Taking advantage of the thick smoke and sand caused by the explosion, he ran straight to the entrance of the Qian Duo supermarket like a cheetah and dodged inside. A set of movements flowed smoothly, leaving the Red Turban Army stunned. Quickly, the Red Turban Army, who had reacted, became angry. Under the command of 2 officers, several soldiers carried RPG rocket launchers and were about to destroy the small building where the supermarket was located. Fire! Poo 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 poo. The soldiers operating the rocket launcher all had their heads blown open, and their headless bodies fell to the ground. What? Sniper. Major Hao, who leads the team, has 2 brushes to analyze the direction of the sniper from the point of impact. He exclaimed in shock, "Go ahead, go inside the supermarket. The sniper is on the rooftop of the supermarket." The order was issued, and over 200 soldiers from the Red Turban Army crouched down and ran to the street, gathering on both sides of the Qian supermarket. On the rooftop, the Shadow Fox of the 9-tailed Fox squad pulled the AS-50 heavy sniper rifle to load, and it was him who just fired. The Ghost on the rooftop across the street is armed with an M200 Interventioner heavy sniper rifle, aimed at the Red Turban soldiers preparing to blast open the anti-theft rolling shutter door at the entrance of the supermarket. "Ghost, don't expose your position yet. Follow my orders before shooting." The voice of Qian Sen came from the earphone, and the Ghost immediately released its finger. Received. In the supermarket. If his gaze could kill, Cold Feng had already died no less than 10,000 times, like 1,000 cuts and cuts. Qian Bida was burning with anger, and his freshly permed hair stood on end. "Damn it, I still treat you like a friend. You actually tricked me when you stepped on your horse at this critical moment. It's really blinding me." Cold Feng felt guilty and awkwardly lowered his head. Just now, there was no other choice but to let these innocent women and children take refuge in the supermarket, because he knew that the kind Qian Bida would definitely open the door. As expected, Qian Bida couldn't do it without saving his life. "Old Qian, I owe you a personal favor. In the future, with just one word from you, I will never hesitate to die." Hee hee. Qian Bida was extremely angry and laughed back. "Damn it, in order to save these people from country A, Qian Sen and I are in a life-threatening situation. You, Leng Feng, have done everything for us, you know. Qian Sr." Cold Feng's eyes flashed with a gleam of brilliance. The reason why he chose to let refugees take refuge in Qian Duo supermarket is precisely because he knew that Qian Sen must be hiding in the building with drop hammer mercenaries to protect Qian Bida. As it turned out, there was no wrong bet. The Red Turban Army was about to attack the supermarket with rocket launchers when they were headed by a sniper the next second. The gunshots rang out again, leaving the rolling shutter door riddled with wounds and holes. Bullets scattered the shelves of goods in the supermarket, and dozens of women and children who were caught off guard were also killed or injured, with blood flowing all over the ground. The others were so scared that they lay on the ground and dared not move. Of course, shooting is just an appetizer. Bang! With a loud bang, the explosion-proof rolling shutter door was blasted open, and amidst the smoke, the Red Turban Army rushed in with guns. "Damn it, Leng Feng, you harmful person, I." Just as Qian Bida thought he was certain to die, 2 mysterious men, fully armed and wearing fully enclosed helmets, jumped down the stairs. 2 machine guns suddenly opened fire, killing all 10 Red Turban soldiers who rushed in. Are you saved? P.S. New book set sale, seeking support from Flower monthly pass evaluation tickets. 9. Anti-human weapons show their power, pearl grenades are destroyed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Are you saved? Everyone was so excited that tears welled up in their eyes, almost hugging each other and crying loudly. But the crisis has not been resolved yet. It's not a good thing to be too happy too early. The Red Turban Army outside noticed something was wrong and immediately aimed at the supermarket to shoot. More than 200 AK and PPK machine guns were fired at in unison, with dense bullets hitting the interior of the supermarket with numerous holes. Fortunately, lying on the ground can barely avoid a disaster. Fuck, the rebels' firepower is a bit fierce, Plan B is activated. The severed fox let out a loud roar and, together with Soap, took off the 6 pearl grenades hanging from its waist. Several of them rolled over to the edge of the big hole, reaching out like lightning and throwing them out one by one, then hugging their heads and lying on the ground. Great terror is coming. This pearl grenade can be called one of the most beautiful shaped grenades in the world, and is also recognized as an anti-human weapon by countries around the world. Why is it an anti-human weapon? Because it contains hundreds or thousands of steel balls, with a maximum destructive power of less than 20 meters. If someone is within 20 meters, they will be instantly sieved and cannot be saved. The Red Turban Army outside the door was collectively changing magazines, without even noticing that the grenade had rolled to their feet. When they react. Boom! High explosive grenades exploded, and thousands of steel balls shattered dozens or hundreds of people around them into honeycombs. The dispersal and penetration ability of pearl hand grenades is the strongest in the world, and some steel balls can even pass through bulletproof steel plates with a thickness of 2 mm from 5 meters away, which is very powerful. It is easy to pass through the human body. 5 pearl grenades exploded, resulting in heavy casualties for the Red Turban Army, which had previously dominated the military force. Those who survived by chance got up and saw people on the ground with missing arms and legs, or those whose eyes were blinded by steel balls rolling and howling in agony. A cold breath emerged from the soles of their feet and rushed straight to their minds. Run, if you don't run, you'll end up in a dead end. Number 100 has a sharp sense in their hearts. They turn around and scatter Yazzie, running at lightning speed. They guessed it right. The Price group, who were ambushing by the window on the second floor, swung their arms and threw out more than 10 pearl grenades. Bang 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 bang. In the midst of the explosion, the Red Turban Army was almost completely annihilated, with some surviving even being sniped by the Ghost Fox. Pai-li-pa. Some steel balls flying far away hit the rolling shutter door with a clanging sound. Soaptail Fox got up from the ground, opened the communicator, and asked, "Ghost, are there any rebels on the street?" "There are currently no survivors, evacuate as soon as possible." Received. End the call. Soap looks at Qian Bida. Qian Bida also looked at the 2 mysterious people in front of him with lingering fear. Having traveled south and north for decades, his vision is not low. The conclusion can be drawn from its luxurious equipment, money. You still have strength. In just a few minutes, he easily wiped out over 200 Red Turban soldiers, and it is estimated that even the top special forces of the beautiful country cannot achieve it. What's the origin? Are you? Step by step. Footsteps sounded, and everyone turned their heads to look. 7 fully armed individuals descended from the staircase, equipped with the same equipment as the mysterious man who had just turned the tide. It is obvious that these people are a group. "Dad, it's me." Qian Sen had no intention of disguising himself and took off his fully enclosed helmet. Shocking. Qian must have reached thousands of calculations, but it was Qian Sen who saved his life. He was a genius son who had only enjoyed reading and researching academia since childhood. However, it seems that my understanding of Qian Sen is still too limited. From the position of the armed militants following behind Qian Sen, it can be concluded that Qian Sen has absolute leadership. Did this kid mention yesterday that the security company is mercenaries? Forcefully suppressing the exploding thirst for knowledge, he said in a deep voice, "Shaosen, what are you up to?" "Dad, I have my own dream, can you understand?" The answer from the bull's head to the horse's mouth turned against Qian Bida's army. He looked at Qian Sen seriously for a few seconds, and his doubts gradually disappeared in his heart. Because he saw that Qian Sen's eyes were filled with longing and guilt. Is your company a mercenary organization? Yes, Fallhammer Military Strategic Resources Company, but I will never do those heinous things. All tasks are taken on the premise of not harming civilians. Have you figured it out yet? Being a mercenary is a risky business. Today you can kill someone, but tomorrow maybe someone else will kill you. Use your head to exchange money. Qian Bida was surprisingly calm at the moment, making Qian Sen somewhat unsure of what he was really thinking. What is the etiquette before the soldiers? The prelude to the arrival of strong winds and heavy rain. After hesitating for a moment, Qian Sen nodded firmly. I have a group of life and death brothers from all over the world. We gather together to establish the hammer, and we will only fight for our faith in this lifetime. What is faith? Freedom, power, money. People live a lifetime, why should they be constrained by rules and live like a marionette? Legal rules are all made by people, and one day, I will also become the one who makes the rules. Develop rules. Qian Bida looked at the ambitious Qian Sen with complex eyes. Guns and artillery have no eyes on the battlefield, pay attention to safety. P.S. New book set sale, kneeling down for Flower monthly pass evaluation ticket support.